Good evening, everybody. And I know I couldn't do the video today, but I had to do this. I know it's late. I'm not ready. Like I'm in my bed. I I haven't even moved out of my bed from yesterday. I've just been reading and writing and making notes, and suddenly it dawned upon me as to why I have never told you guys why am I doing what I'm doing. I am an MBBS graduate. Believe me, I did not get very many great marks because I was not the Ratta child. I just couldn't mug up things. And I fell in love. And I was this emotional fool who followed the hand of the man and just kind of did not focus on my education so much after that, which I'm not saying is something to be proud of. But I was reasonably intelligent and blessed, and understood the human body and understood how it works at a very basic MBBS graduate level. So I knew what I knew, but most importantly, I knew what I did not know. So I was not for experimenting with treatment and disease. That was probably the only thing that was good about me. I had the courage to tell a patient that, look, this is what I think this is, but now I need to take you to a senior doctor. I wouldn't use that patient like a guinea pig and experiment with them. Similarly, in this journey of medicine, I very quickly realized that most of the time we are just managing a symptom. Now, for those of you who are not medicos, who are not doctors, who are not nurses, who are not medical students, what is a symptom? So I give somebody a tight slap. Pain is a symptom, something that's a feeling. Now, this pain, if it's generated because I tripped on the road and broke my knee, is also a symptom. So, the disease is not pain, symptom is pain. And more often than not, we are busy treating the symptom. We are not able to get to the root of the problem. So, in Hindi, they say jad of the problem and solve it there. We are not able to do that. We are too busy managing the symptoms, and we are very happy, we are very satisfied कि पेन कम हो गया बंदे का. पेन क्यों हुआ, कैसे हुआ, उसको परमानेंटली कैसे ख़त्म करें, वो दोबारा ना हो. वो पेन किस डिजीज़ से हो रहा था, किस एलिमेंट से हो रहा था, किस साइकोलॉजिकल कंडीशन से हो रहा था, उस सब में जाके उसको परमानेंटली डिलीट, इरेज या क्योर करना हमने छोड़ दिया बहुत ही पहले. It is a very sad thing for me to accept that um, medicine is based completely around first the disease coming, first the symptom coming. So we basically wait and watch कि कब आप बीमार पड़ोगे, फिर हम आपको कब ठीक करना शुरू करेंगे. The whole infrastructure, the whole diagnostics, the whole logistics, everything is based just around that. Whereas you should be coming to me as a doctor to not fall sick, not for me to treat you after you've fallen sick. And not to take away from modern medicine, if you were a male, say 60 to 65 years of age in America, and you had your first attack, say 70 years back, 80% chances you might not have survived it. Today, if you're a male, 60, 65 years of age, you have your first heart attack in America, the chances of you, passing away with that heart attack have been reduced considerably, but you still got that heart attack. What I am trying to do is help myself not get that heart attack, make sure my family members don't get that heart attack, and share with you how it is possible for you to not get that heart attack in the first place or delay getting that heart attack by as much as possible. That is all that my humble journey is about. I am going to share something with you which is very personal today, but I realize till you don't have that personal connect with me, maybe you will not. Maybe it'll be difficult for us to go on this journey together. My father calls me lecture doctor. So basically, I was this young person in the house who would start telling them things like, suppose, one of them fell sick and had food poisoning and was given a course of antibiotics for 5 days. And after 2 days the loose motions have gone, the vomiting has stopped, and this person starts to say, अब दवाई खा के क्या करना है, उल्टियाँ तो रुक ही गई हैं, लूजीज तो रुक ही गए हैं, the loose motions have stopped, the vomiting has stopped, what's the point of continuing with medication now? So I used to be this person in the house who would start lecturing that person as to how no, there were these old bacteria, these germs, then there were these young strong germs, then there were these baby germs, and how in the first day only the Buddha germs died, and how the young ones are still there, and how the babies are now getting adapting and adopting and developing resistance to the antibiotic. So every time you start an antibiotic and leave it halfway, you're basically making your bacteria smarter. The next time the same bacteria doesn't work on you, because the bacteria is also an intelligent has ways and means to evolve, and it's evolved, and it also wants to follow the theory of survival of the fittest. So it has found ways, and it has developed resistance against that bacteria. So the second time over, the third time over, the fourth time over, you're not killing as many bacteria. And that is why over decades and centuries now, we have bacteria which are called antibiotic resistant bacteria. Antibiotics just don't work on them. नंबर सो माई फादर यूज टू जोक एंड टेल मी, ये हमारे घर की लेक्चर डॉक्टर है, ये हमारे घर की लेक्चर डॉक्टर है. बिलीव मी, इफ somebody understands this concept of how resistance against antibiotics develops, it is scary. There are not that many antibiotics in the world left that we can keep using. We are not discovering new antibiotics at that speed, at the speed at which bacteria is developing resistance to these medicines. Please understand. वो एक मूवी आई थी, there was this movie in Hindi called Love. साथिया तूने क्या कहा, बेलिया ये तूने क्या किया, मैंने किया तेरा इंतजार, इतना करो ना मुझसे प्यार. I love the song. I mean, I'm this senti fool at heart. But yes, so that movie, which had this very famous song, they had shown something that this girl is in the habit of just popping pills. She keeps popping pills randomly. She has this phobias, and she's overloading her system with pills. And then one day she finally falls sick, and the medication is not having that effect on her. I mean, of course, it was exaggerated, dramatized, but it is true. It is true. There are bacteria, there are germs very much present in the hospitals that you go, very much on the operating tables where you get operated, very much in the ventilator mask that you take, which have developed resistance to the medicines that we as doctors are trying to give you. So it's very important for you to understand that number one, to take antibiotics without a proper doctor's prescription is a big no. Number two, never take antibiotics from chemists. We need to teach our chemists also that, dude, just for earning a little extra buck, don't become a doctor. There is a reason a doctor is a doctor. Number three, doctors need to not just keep writing antibiotics for anything and everything, especially before testing what bacteria is causing that illness and what antibiotic to give, and target that bacteria and give that antibiotic unless in an emergency where you need to give it. So all I'm trying to say is that my father called me a lecture doctor, and I mean, he didn't mock at me for calling me a lecture doctor, but he always kind of told me that she goes on telling us these things which nobody else does. Believe me, I'm a nobody when it comes to the world of medicine. There are seniors, there are achievers in terms of big hospitals, big doctors, these many surgeries, these many patients, this award, that award. I have nothing. All I have is this little understanding that bacteria develop resistance. So you need to finish your course. You need to not take antibiotics just like that. Never yourself. And you need to understand the concept of resistance, because you and me and the whole world is battling it today. It's a very serious thing. So I just wanted to share with you today, why am I doing what I'm doing? I'm doing what I'm doing because death is inevitable. But how we die and how many years we suffer before that is to quite an extent in our hands. Pain has to be experienced. If I fall down from the bed right now, there will be pain. But if I turn it into a suffering or not, that's my choice. divorces, breakups, cheating, heartbreaks, they're all inevitable. But do I turn them into a miserable, permanent suffering is in my hands. So I am here to share with you that I have gone through all of this, that I have been let down, that I have given more, gotten less, that I have achieved much less than I should have, because people laugh at people who don't want to write too many medicines. People laugh at you when you want to tell them that your blood pressure is high, not for any other reason, but because you're continuously fighting with your wife, or you're refusing to stop eating achar and pickles, and that's loaded with salt. As simple as that. And I have lived through all of that. I'm extremely proud of myself that I was a lecture doctor 10 years back. I am a lecture doctor today, because ultimately it's going to be the understanding of health, your own body, your own mind, your own mindset, your own responses to pain, your responses to hurt, your responses to being let down, your responses to cheating, your responses to heartbreak. That is going to be the difference between one, whether you live long or not, and two, what is the quality of your life. So tonight I have shared a part of my life with you. I'm going to continue to do that. And my request to you is, I just want you to think about this tonight. One, do you want to live a long life? Two, most importantly, for those of you who tell me, it doesn't matter, I am ready to die at 60, I am ready to die at 70. Are you going to be okay if you were in a hospital with diabetes, with gangrene, coming in and out of ICUs, on ventilators, on pains, on insulin shots, on blood tests every week, on calorie counting every food that went inside of your mouth, or being isolated emotionally, completely being a loner, being bitter, being angry, being sad, or living in pain, not being able to play with your grandchildren, not being able to hop a little hop when a muddle of water comes in rain, not be able to go for that walk in that little bit of cold weather? Are you okay with all of that? It is not just about lifespan, it's also about your health span. And that is where I'm trying to contribute very little. Believe me, I don't know everything, but whatever little I know, and I make sure that whatever little I know is confirmed by two methods. One, there are scientific studies to back it. Two, there is strong spiritual proof of it. I always try and do that. So whatever I share with you, please reconfirm it, please double check it. That's completely fine with me, but try it and support me in this. Support me in creating a tribe of happy, healthy people, not just happy people who are unhealthy and unable to enjoy life, not just healthy people who are miserable otherwise. They're fit, they're good to look at, but they're on drugs. They're fit, they're good to look at, but they have just not been able to let go of their first divorce. They are fit, they're hot, they're successful, they're achieving, but they just completely feel alone and miserable at night every time they're sleeping. So I want to create a tribe of people who are happy and healthy, lifespan and health span. And for that, I need your support. I'm seeking your support today. Uh, Thank you. Good night.